Good afternoon. My name is Michael Dowry, and I have the pleasure of serving as receiver for the city of Chester. Today is Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, and we are joined here today to have the Municipal Financial Recovery Advisory Committee meeting, MFRAC for short. I want to thank Mayor Roots, Councilman Davis, Ms. Kelly Diaz on behalf of Delaware County Council. I want to thank you for joining us here today for this meeting. Unfortunately, Mr. Andrew Sheaf, DCD, and on behalf of the governor's office will not be here today. As always, we are joined by Mr. Kapoor, serving as chief of staff, and Cody Deal, executive assistant to this endeavor. A light agenda. We do not have a formal presentation or any significant updates for the committee at this time, but we will circle through the agenda and give everyone an opportunity to speak, ask any questions, address any issues that they may like. But let's first start with public comment. Mr. Dill, did we receive any public comment?
So again, we have not received any public comments, so would like to continue to encourage the public to reach out to us through our email address, which is info@chesterreceivership.com. Please forward any comments for the committee to that address or through our social media or website. Again, that's info@chesterreceivership.com.
And as always, we remain available for any in-person, one-on-one, virtual, or small group meetings. Please feel free to reach out. Closing on public comment, are there any general comments of the committee? We'll open it up for any discussion.
I have a quick comment for everyone. So good afternoon, everyone. Councilman Davis. Yesterday, the City of Chester met for our first official Budget and Finance Committee meeting. That was not posted live, but it was recorded for the public's knowledge. We will start to make sure that we, as a community, as a city hall, get that information out to the public to the best of our ability. But I wanted to inform everybody that we did meet as a Budget and Finance Committee for our first official meeting of the year to go over some city business and different things like that. So I just wanted to make that known to the public.
It's great to hear. Councilman Davis, moving forward, is there anything I can do to be supportive of that effort? Please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I'll follow that up if that's okay.
Please.
All right. Thanks for sharing that, Councilman Davis. Not only was it the first committee meeting of the officially Budget and Finance Committee, which Councilman Davis chairs, it was the first committee meeting, period, that we've had here in City Hall with our new mayor and council. So it's really exciting to see it kick off. As anything that's new, we have our growing pains, and it wasn't even painful. So it was a really smooth meeting. One of the things that you're going to see is a lot more of these meetings because we're having all the department heads look at the ordinances that relate to their department. So as they have their edits and updates, new information, it's going to have to flow through the committees, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 different committees. So Councilman Davis did mention that it was recorded but not live streamed. That being our first meeting, we just wanted to see how it went. But what you're going to see in the future for all of these meetings to encourage community engagement is that the meetings must be advertised, and this one was. They will be live streamed in the future, and the recording from the live stream will be broadcast on the city's public access channel. So we want to be, fully transparent with all of these committee meetings that you'll be seeing pretty much on a weekly basis once we get traction. They're scheduled to be held either before the deliberative meeting or the council meeting. So what you will likely see in the future will be, if it's a 10 a.m. council meeting, these committee meetings may start at 9 and then 9:30. For the deliberative, that usually starts on 2 p.m. on the Mondays, same week as council meetings. It'll start an hour before. So generally that's the schedule we're going to try to keep, but it was exciting to kick that off. Speaking of council meetings, our next Chester City Council meeting is tomorrow night, Wednesday, April 10th. Thank you. This will be an evening meeting. So this one will start at 7 p.m. So we just want to make people aware that tomorrow's meeting will be 7 p.m. It will be broadcasted live on the chestercity.com site. What else can we say? Oh, guess what, guys? This is exciting. This is my 100th day as being the mayor of Chester. So this is day 100. So I'm kind of excited about that we got to 100 days. I know a lot of people in this political space like to see, what are you going to do in the first 100 days as you take office? Well, I purposely didn't do that, but I'm certainly ready to tell you what has occurred in the first 100 days. And we're going to do that primarily at the State of the City address, which is scheduled for May 1st. It will be held live at Latham Hall at Widener University. We will be broadcasting that live as well. So be prepared to get a true state of the city, what we're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. And what everybody likes to see is what is the vision for the city. So those are the two things we're going to primarily focus on: what's going on now, what we expect to see in the future. And I've got one more note here. A couple other things that, we're working on as a group. We had mentioned our ethics policy. We are following some best practices. It's a slower process than I want it to be, but we really want to come up with a really good draft that we can work from, and we've got some partners helping us work on that. Preparing and applying. I don't know why I wrote that down, but that's all I have to report on today. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm again dealing with some technical difficulty over here, so just let me know if there's a hiccup. Any additional, Ms. Diaz, if you wanted to share any comments?
I don't have any comments. I just have one basic question. I'm just
there you
curious,
go.
which individuals comprise the Budget and Finance Committee?
So-
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Councilman.
Mr. Mayor. So as of right now, I serve as the chairman of the Budget and Finance Committee, as well alongside Councilwoman Portia West and the mayor, Stefan Roots, are the three members of the Budget and Finance Committee.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So just for a little more detail, just so we can kind of flesh this out a little bit, all the committees have 3 members, and they're a combination of the 5 council persons, which includes myself. So without going into which 3 are on each committee, excuse me as I turn to my left and read the names of the committee. So there's budget and finance, community and economic development, human resources, administration and appointments, parks and recreation, public safety, public works, and the final one has the really long name. It's rules, chambers, intergovernmental relations, and strategy. So that's all one name. And each of us chair at least one of the committees, some of us as many as 3. So yeah, we're really looking forward to getting all these up and running, and I salute Councilman Davis for taking the first plunge into the cold pool by chairing the first ever Chester committee meetings in its current format. It was pretty brave of him to do it, but we got through it and it went pretty smoothly.
And if I can follow that up with just one more comment, I believe something that the mayor mentioned in the meeting yesterday is very helpful and beneficial, not only to the city, but us working here in City Hall. All the department heads were included in the meeting yesterday, as will they be included in all the rest of the committee meetings going forward. And I think that's very beneficial for our communication and working together, so that everyone's on the same page and we could ask and answer significant questions pertaining to each committee's set issues. So I think that was wonderful, and the mayor did touch base on that yesterday. So thank you.
So, expect to see everything that you see in all our other, meetings. We're trying to standardize the format for all city council, this committee structure, our authorities to have the same format when it comes to advertising, agendas, meeting format, minutes. so that, everyone will be consistently presenting and the public will know what to expect when we have these meetings. So we're getting there, guys.
And that's probably a good point. Apologies for my camera being off, but still with these tech issues. Probably a good point to acknowledge Mayor and Council. Well, first of all, Mayor and Council, for your first 100 days on the job. Congratulations there. But secondly, to acknowledge the expanded agendas and making those available in print at the council meetings. I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm sure the residents are appreciative of it as well. To the committee structure, will all of that org chart, if you will, is all of that available online and along with contact information?
Yes, let me put my left ear and turn my head to find out where we would find it online.
And then if you go to the city council committees.
Okay, so it's at chestercity.com. And then we have that tile format. You go to city council and from there drill down to committees.
Thank you for that. And thank you to the committee for your comments there. We'll continue on with the agenda, and I'll ask Mr. Kapoor if you have any general updates on receivership.
Not for this meeting, Mr. Receiver.
Well, then I'll share just a few brief comments. One, I wanted to acknowledge the city completed the 2020 audit. Still working on the single audit, a piece there that hopefully will be wrapped up within the next week. But the 2020 formal audit has been completed. The city is also engaged with Markham to work on the 2021 and 2022 audits at the same time. So kind of trying to work on both years in conjunction with the goal of completing both of them by the end of this year, 2024. If that works out well, then it will do the same combo format for 23 and 24 in calendar year 25. So hopefully within the next year and a half, the city will be current on its audits. That's the game plan. Hopefully Markham and the new finance team can get us there. Also wanted to acknowledge PFM did just recently update cash flow projections for 2024. Shared that information with the committee, but if anyone would like to discuss that or engage with PFM directly, perhaps just let us know. We'll help facilitate that. To the public, it did show that the city will be able to navigate through this year as long as revenues meet budget expectations and we're able to keep spending basically under the budgeted numbers, have the right controls. We'll be fine to make it through this year. Again, the fiscal cliff, the concern is really about 2025 after ARPA monies expire. And lastly, I'll just make my continue the plea for people to visit the city's website, review the vacancies and job postings. There are a number of vacant positions, paid and unpaid, including board positions. Maybe the mayor or council member Davis can speak to the board side of it a little better, but HR is actively recruiting for a number of positions, and as key management positions are filled, even more postings will go up this year. So please continue to check that out and refer a friend. And then lastly, from the bankruptcy perspective, I'll just say that the plan of adjustment, the work behind the scenes, if you will, continues to move forward. And we still have our goal of having something together by this summer, but yeah, a lot more work needs to be done on that side. Any questions for me before we move on? All right, well, hearing and seeing none, I want to thank everyone convening here today. We will reconvene on April, is it 23rd? If I can count 14 days, April 23rd at 1 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out today. Look forward to reconnecting as soon as possible. Have a good day.